Knicks family, what's poppin'? It's your boy Simeon Russell. Hey, I don't know what happened. Somehow I ended up jumping on the stream early, and I didn't really mean to. I was trying to prepare what I wanted to talk about. But hey, we here, and we about to go ahead and get this rocking. So let's go. Even cut that off early. You know what? It's been a rough night for me anyway, fellas, ladies too. I was up super early this morning. What's going on, man? I'm glad y'all stayed on. Yo, Black, it's time. It's definitely time. Yeah. I'm glad you guys stayed on, man, even though I'm messing up the stream and everything. But it's been a long day. I got up early. Had to help give out turkeys and food to some people. Then I went to my daughter's basketball game, and then I had a fundraiser, and then I came and watched the Knicks. So excuse me if it's been a long night. But anyway, beautiful game for the Knicks. We played one heck of a basketball game. We did, I don't want to say the impossible, but it was a beautiful win. And it doesn't come much better than beating the Celtics, right? You can't get much better than that. Knowledge Seeker, MVP. You hear the crowd chanting for Be Easy. MVP, MVP. Maybe we jumping off the bridge a little bit, but hey, that's what Knicks fans do. We're going to keep on doing it. You know what I'm saying? But let's take a look at the game, man. The story of the game and the reason why we won. Defense is definitely the reason why we won. And, of course, Michael Beasley is the reason that we won. We talked about it in the last stream, how this is a different team, right? We're a different team from when we played them the first time. The first time we didn't, we wasn't together. We were kind of, trying to figure things out. We're still trying to figure things out, but, we were able to pull it up and play a real good game tonight. You know what I'm saying? And, thanks to Michael Beasley, of course. So I want to just take a quick look at, what we did tonight. So let's pull this on over here. So let's check this out. Biggest lead, 14. Again, we gave up a lead, though. You know what I'm saying? We definitely gave up a lead. But our second unit was able to bring us back and get the lead back for us. We dominated on the boards. 49 rebounds to 35. My man Cantor played a pretty good game, a good part of getting on the boards. Of course, Kylo Quinn. We only had 13 assists tonight, but a lot of that is because Beasley was so hot. We played a good defensive team, and Beasley was, cooking. So Beasley was going one-on-one a lot, but you can't blame him because he was shooting a high percentage. 17 turnovers, still a lot of turnovers. Got to protect the ball, but it didn't hurt us tonight. It hurt us in some points, but it didn't hurt us like it has in other games. We shot 45% from the field. We held them to 38%. We shot 57.1% from three. What else we do? 84.6% from the line. So we played a great game, played great defense. Let's take a look at the stats real fast. Look at the box score. See what we did. I want to switch it over to the Knicks. Of course, Porzingis had 1 point, but we'll get to that a little bit later. Rough night for the brother, but we'll get to that. Cantor, 14 points, 10 rebounds. Courtney Lee, 12 points. Jared Jack, 12 points, 2 assists. Frank, 8 points, 2 big threes in the fourth quarter. 1 assist, 1 rebound, 4 turnovers. Got to keep them turnovers down. Then of course Michael Beasley, 32 points and 12 rebounds. 12 rebounds, and he had 5 turnovers, but he had the ball in his hands a lot. He also had 1 assist. So we definitely Michael Beasley is really coming through for us, and he did that in 24 minutes, guys. Look at this. Michael Beasley played 24 minutes, 32 points, 13 for 20 from the field. That's hooping right there. That's definitely hooping. Kyle Quinn, 8 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists. We played an all-around team game, and this was an all-around team win, a very good win for us. You said it was a big 1 point though. Maybe, I don't know, but hey, you know what? He's been out for a while. It happens. You know what I'm saying? The good thing is that Hornacek didn't try to force it, right? Yeah, exactly. 24 minutes, man. That's efficiency. That's great. The good thing is that Hornacek didn't try to force KP. He didn't try to say, okay, you know what? You're supposed to be the man. We need you out there. Go get this for us. He didn't force it, and KP didn't look upset. So we got to respect that. We definitely got to respect that. I'm surprised that what we say Beasley had 32 points. I'm surprised that 32 points is Beasley's career night. But of course, we know the troubles that Beasley's had in the past with staying on the floor as far as playing defense and those type of things. But he had a career night. What are you guys feeling about Beasley, man? What are we going to do? The better he plays, said you copping that Beasley jersey, huh? Yeah, he's becoming very consistent. The better he plays, we have a good dilemma. Because tonight, he proved that he needed to be there on the floor. I know a lot of you guys have been saying we need to start Beasley. The better he plays, the more minutes he's going to demand. That's going to take minutes away from who? Let me ask you that, because he's having I think that's what they said. I think but you know what? Marv Albert was wrong all night. I'm talking to A-Dub. Marv Albert was wrong all night on little things. I thought he said it was his career high. Okay, so maybe it is. So I need to change that, and I'm going to change that up there. It says Michael Beasley's, his career high is 41. All right. Good. I'm glad. I was surprised about that. I was like, really? 32 is his career high? So let me change that, because I want this to look right. Well, it don't matter. I leave it up there. All right, so we corrected that. We know that's his season high, not his career high. But I thought I heard Marv Albert say that it was his career high. I should have looked it up before I put it up here. But that's the reason why I put it up here, because I thought that I was surprised. I thought he had scored more than that before. Yeah. Good. Yeah, definitely. KP was cheering Beasley on every bucket, and that's a good thing to see, because that means that that means this team is putting this ego at the door and saying whoever's gonna get it done, get it done. You know what I'm saying? But where are we seeing Beasley? He scored 60 in China. I'm talking about in the league though, bro. But I feel you. But where do we see Beasley moving forward with us in the future? Beasley's like 28 years old, right? Do we see Beasley, if we become a contending team, a team that's contending in the East, do we see Beasley as a part of that team, a big part of that. Oh, you say, Gary, you said we found our sixth man. Maybe so. And maybe, but you don't think that Beasley wants more than just to, I don't want to say just to be a sixth man, but, Beasley believes and feels that he is one of the top talents in the league. Yeah, Kenny Reese. Marv was wrong all night on some things. I should have looked it up first, but that's the reason why I asked that question about Beasley's career night. But going back to Gary, you said we found our sixth man. You don't think that Beasley might want a little bit more than that? Beasley's one of them guys. He feels like when he's on the floor, I'm sure he feels like he's the best man on the floor, right? You don't think Beasley feels like, well, I should be a starter in this league? I'm a starter in this league? Skyline, we're going to talk about Frank. We're going to talk about that. I'm going to get to that because he did put some clamps on him. But I want to finish talking about Beasley because he deserves to be talked about tonight. He just wants a home. Ian Tay videos. You know what? I might agree with you on that, bro. He just wants a home. He's been bounced around a lot. He's been, because of his checkered history, he's been kind of, people don't give him the same respect because of his checkered past and maybe because of his defense a little bit when he was younger and maybe even still now. But I think you might be right. He wants a home. And I seen someone else say maybe he's happy with his role. You might be right. You might be right. And then to have a home in New York, he does seem like he's kind of humble and maybe learned a lot. I seen a couple of interviews and he didn't cry and complain when he really wasn't getting playing time earlier in the season. And and now he's proven to the world that he can be a sixth man. But I do know that he believes he's one of the top talents in the league. You heard him. You heard what he said. Exactly. He said Beasley is our favorite player's favorite player. And that's out of Beasley's mouth. He said, I'm your favorite player's favorite player. He feels that he's one of the top scoring guys in the league, and he may want to start a role, but he does seem to be happy with what he's doing now. And especially if he's going to get 30 minutes, 25 to 30 minutes, and he's going to be able to produce like he did tonight, then maybe he is cool and just embraces playing with that second unit. Yeah, Beasley was the second overall pick. He's talented. I know a lot of people want him starting at the 3. Do you think he should start at the 3? I've seen a lot of people say it, and he is proving that he can start there, but then it hurts our bench if he does start there. Just looking up here for 6'9". I do like to see lineups when him and KP are on the floor together. Sometimes with KP at the 4 and Beasley at the 3 because they're long. He's 6'9", KP 7'3", and then if you got either Cantor or O'Quinn in there at 6'10" or 7 foot, that's a long forward lineup right there. He is a mismatch at the 4. He kills 4s, and he's a little bit too tall to guard 3s, or a little bit too slow to guard 3s, kind of like Melo. Right, Melo played that 3 spot, but he couldn't chase 3s around, but he could guard 4s a little bit better. Maybe we get that same kind of thing with Beasley, and the reason why he comes in off the bench behind KP. Okay, Beasley. I see that, James Willie. Beasley played with Hornacek and Phoenix, so he's a good fit going forward. Okay, that makes sense. I feel like as long as we can sign him, the better he plays, the more money he's going to be worth. But as long as we can start him, I think he may have found a home with us. It just feels good and it feels natural. He feels like feels like he's a tailor-made guy for New York. He's cool. He can handle that media stuff, and he seems like he has a good fit here. We'll see what happens with the contract stuff. Yeah, we have a lot of players that are former first round picks. I mean, yeah, I know. Mike Hardy says put KP at the 5. So you're saying put KP at the 5 and Beasley at the 4. I don't think KP's ready to play the 5 full time. Maybe sometimes throughout the game, but not full time. Not yet. Give him a couple years. Vivian Matthew, you say, why was KP benched? KP was benched because he was cold, man, and he wasn't hitting. He scored 1 point off a free throw. It's just rusty. That's all. It was a good move. He wasn't hitting. No need to force it. He's just coming back. No need to force it. Might as well let him be. Let him work his way back in. He'll be good. Tony Crow, you said I'm starting him here and there for matchups. Plus Timmy's not back yet. Yeah, I get that. Start him a little bit for matchups. I can get that. Benton could be the right move. Yeah, KP, man. KP was definitely rusty tonight. What'd he do? I think let's look at what he did. KP was 1.0 for 11. That's 0 for 11. You don't see that much from KP, man. He's usually making something, but hey, you know what? It happens. It happens to the best of them. Definitely happens to the best of them. And I was hoping, honestly, that Hornacek wasn't going to try to force him in the fourth quarter. I was sitting there like, don't put him in. It's not going to hurt anything. Let the second unit and let Beasley go ahead and do what they did. Nah, I didn't get no shout out, man. That wasn't no Courtney Lee for real. That wasn't no Courtney Lee for real. If it was, we would have known about it. Yeah. But rough night for KP. I'm sure he'll bounce back. This was a game to, get his body back in shape, get him back ready out there. So I'm sure he'll bounce back, and we'll see what happens tomorrow night in Detroit. But let me ask you, though. Tomorrow night in Detroit, do you start Beasley or do you start KP tomorrow night? Do you say, okay, maybe we need to work KP back in and we start Beasley because he's giving us production? Or do you go ahead and start KP and then bring Beasley in off the bench like you usually do? What do you think? Yeah, Kenny Reese, and he kept the second unit out there. Michael, you say KP will be rested. You don't think KP plays at all tomorrow? I think he plays. I think KP definitely plays. I think that in order for him to get back in shape, he's got to play. Right? My question is just because Beasley's been starting and it's been working. I'm not saying forever. I'm just saying tomorrow night, do you start Beasley to let KP work himself back in? Everyone's saying start KP. That's probably what's going to happen. He's probably going to start KP. It was, it's just a thought. He'll probably start KP, though. Now let's see. No, it's the second game he dunked. He caught a dunk last game along the baseline last game. Remember that? A soft dunk. CP the artist, don't you upset KP. No, I'm not trying to upset KP. I'm just, it happens sometimes. Sometimes you just not in rhythm and you need a little bit of time to get in rhythm. And somebody is hitting and somebody's playing well in that spot. And you say, you know what? Maybe this guy needs to start until he gets back in the rhythm. But, I'm thinking, especially you look at, we're playing a guy like Tobias Harris tomorrow. So you know what? We'll get back to that. We'll get back to that when we talk about Detroit. But it's a good question. So let's get back to that a little bit more. Beasley is a starter coming off the bench like Gordon. That's true, Justin. He is. Tony Crow, you said, are you a firm believer of a short rotation in the playoffs? I feel like we have a lot of multi-useful players. In the playoffs, I honestly feel like you do whatever's working because it's do or die then, right? Whatever's working is what you do. If that means you got to go with 8 players, you go with 8 players. If that means that sometimes someone's hurt and you got to bring in a player that you haven't used all year because they just fit. They just fit against that team you're playing, then that's what you do. I think the thing about the short lineups, is you're playing your top players, right? That's what the short lineup thing is. You're playing your top players, the players that is going to give you that workout there. And, I think that's the thing with the short lineups. And, especially if you have players, you might have, when you get deeper in your bench, sometimes you have players that don't play defense, can't score on offense. So, you go with your guys that can do both as much as possible. So, but yeah, I'll go with a short bench if it's needed. KP had his first career high against Detroit. He goes in confident tomorrow. Hopefully, but he still's got a tough matchup with Harris. That's tough. That's a tough matchup. Beasley probably matches up better with Tobias Harris than KP does, honestly. We need Frank to be more aggressive in the open space, attack the rim, get free throws. Yeah, I agree with you, Kenny Reese. He does. He needs to be a little bit more aggressive in open space. A lot of times in open space, he's kind of, he's not really looking to attack. He's looking to see who he can advance the ball up to, but he's not looking to attack himself. He'll get that, though. He'll get it. Frank had a heck of a impact tonight, I think. Even though, he only had 8 points, 1 assist, but, he hit some key threes, got a key steal. Frank is, he's playing, and he's proven why he was that 8th pick. He's proven it. Yeah, Sam Smith, I agree with you. Hornacek is doing a pretty good job. He's had some questionable lineups, but what coach won't? I think he's doing a pretty good job, though. Noah, you say we should rest Porzingis tomorrow. He still looks uncomfortable. I'm not worried about his game with him struggling. He always struggles when he returns from injuries. But if you rest him tomorrow, when does he get back in shape? That's my question. He needs to play in order to get in shape. If he needs to play less minutes, I get it. Right? But I think, in order for him to get in shape, he's got to play. He's got to be on the floor. Need Beasley. Yeah, you probably need Beasley. I think we'll probably see Beasley on the floor to close the game out. If the game is tight, we'll see Beasley on the floor. As long as he's hitting, he'll be on the floor. So, what do you guys? The second unit. Let's talk about this second unit. I'm loving the second unit. I love what the second unit did tonight. It was nice to see that they could close out a game, right? In that crunch time, we had Frank, we had Beasley, we had Ron Baker, Kylo Quinn, and I'm missing somebody. And Dougie Fresh. And the lineup looked good together. They look real good together. And I can see this unit getting more and more. Sometimes Jeff Hornacek kind of sprinkles the units in and out. I could see this unit getting more and more burned together. What is it about this? That's what I was going to say, Cole. Frank and Baker. This second unit with Frank and Baker, defensively, they're tough. Dougie Fresh is playing. He plays better defense with this team. Kylo Quinn plays defense. Frankie and Baker, they're playing defense. They're limiting that guard penetration, which is, so we're cutting them off at the point of attack, right? Which is great to see because we haven't seen it for years. And Michael Beasley's playing good defense. So this team, like someone else just said, they bring a lot of energy and they play great defense. This second unit does. Late turnovers, yeah, you know what is going to happen, and I'm glad that I thought that Hornacek, Doc P, I thought that Hornacek was going to take Frank out when he had those 2 turnovers in the fourth quarter. I'm glad he kept him in and let him finish the game out and close the game out. I think that's big, right? I think that's big that he had a couple of turnovers, but he could still finish the game. So, that was good. That was good. But this second unit is doing a lot, and I mean, the second unit, they play with more energy than the first unit. They're probably not as consistent as the first unit, which is why they're the second unit. But they definitely play with more energy, and they're probably better defensively. That first unit we're looking at. You're definitely looking at some future guys in that second unit. With Frank, probably Baker. Guys that were taking us beyond the next 10 years, if that's what we're thinking. If Baker is one of those guys, but he said in the second unit urges the other coach to bring the starters back earlier. That's true, London. It does. And the thing that like we've seen tonight, the second unit can play with other guys' starters and produce, because Beasley can score with anyone in the league, bench or starter. And Frank, he can play defense. He can defend other people's starters. So Frank is that second unit is really nice. Yeah. Bond, wait, I agree. I wish we could bring the Garden crowd on the road. The second unit still loses the lead. They didn't tonight. I'll say that. They didn't tonight. But you're right. They have lost the lead before. But they didn't tonight. And maybe they're becoming maybe they're gelling a little bit more. You know, and of course that second unit may change uh, uh, when Hardaway comes back. Whenever he comes back, that second unit may change. Because then Thomas, who knows what's going to happen when Hardaway comes back and Thomas is out of the starting lineup. Then we'll see. We'll see what happens. Do I think Beasley will be the most improved player of the year? No, I don't think Beasley will. I don't know. I guess we're just gonna have to see what happens when Hardaway comes back and those lineups shift. Because when Hardaway comes back, he's another scorer. We'll have to see. I'm not sure if he's going to be the most improved player though. People know what Beasley can do. He's been doing this for a little while. He's when he played with the Bucks, he kind of did the same thing. He'd have some nights where he would light it up. Let's hope that he can continue. Tony Crow, you said if Stephen A. Smith don't talk about this win, then I'm done with First Take. You know what? Stephen A. Smith, man, I don't know if it's fear or what it is, but he don't want to give the Knicks no props, man. He just won't do it, no matter what it is. We can have one of the best wins of the season, and he's going to downplay it. He always does. He always does. Jasper, you said B should never be a starter, in my opinion. He's so good, a spark off the bench. Well, yeah, I agree with you there. We definitely need him in that second unit. I think people are kind of curious to see what he looks like as a starter, what that starting unit could be, but it would hurt our bench. It definitely would. You said... Crazy Beats, you said Stephen A. Smith hates Porzingis. I don't know. I know he first. At first, he wasn't with him. He didn't really like KP, or not that he didn't like him. He didn't want. He was upset with the pick. But I think it's come around. But he don't never get a Knicks props though. Stephen A. I listen to him and I'm waiting for him. Like, give him some props. We doing some work this year. He won't really give him no prop. And yes, he disrespects Frank. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He don't want to give Frank any props either. He's always, we should have drafted Dennis Smith Jr. We should have drafted Dennis Smith Jr. Yeah, I'm cool with Frank. Motivation, you said was Melo the problem all along. I don't think it was just Melo. I mean, of course he was part of it because he was part of it because he was part of the team, but it wasn't just Melo. The Knicks as an organization was just dysfunctional. And the whole thing just became rotten at the core. And so you had to make some changes, just so you could have a new, fresh atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? So you can't say it was all Melo. The Knicks organization bears just as much to blame. So, Who? You say Stephen A. Smith literally doesn't even watch the Knicks? He probably doesn't. Beasley can be our Robert Horry. True. He could be. They play a different game, but, Robert Horry used to come in tight, come up big in tight games. He would come up big and do some things. So, yeah, that's a good thing. Frank is good. We're definitely making the playoffs. Well, let's see. Let's see where we are. Let's take a look at the standings real fast. Take a look. Because we still have this January stretch to go through. People, we're saying we're definitely making the playoffs. We still got this January stretch to go through, and that's not going to be an easy stretch. Right now we're 17-14 in the 8th spot. We're playing against Detroit tomorrow. Of course, another team that we're fighting for a playoff spot with. And we're playing in Detroit. Detroit is 9-5 at home. All right, so they have a decent home record, which means they play well at home. They're 8-9 on the road. Okay, doesn't matter too much tomorrow, but what matters is that they're 9-5 at home. So it's not going to be an easy game. They're a tough defensive team, but we're gonna get to them. We're gonna get to Detroit, but just looking where we are, we're gonna be in a dogfight all season with these teams here. All season, if we can get Hardaway back though, and we can get KP healthy and in shape, I think we have an excellent chance. Excellent chance. And yeah, it is a huge game tomorrow. So since we're on it, we might as well come right into the Knicks in Detroit. We talked about KP and the bench, and so we're not missing anything there. That game, it is an important game. We need this win. Yep, we definitely need to win. One, to prove that we can win on the road. Even though we have 2 wins, I don't know. We need to prove that we can go on the road and get a good win against a decent team. And if we can do that, then maybe it'll boost our confidence a little bit. But we really do need to go get this win tomorrow. And it's not going to be an easy win. Detroit, they got a hard-nosed coach. They play hard-nosed defense when they want to. They can rebound. They can, they're kind of like us. They can do a little bit of everything, but they're inconsistent. They started off the season at the top of the East, within those top 4 teams. Then they dropped. Of course, we talked about it. After those first 20 games, that's when you really start to see who you are. And now we see who they are, talking about Detroit. And we see that they're probably, where they are is probably, where they are now, they're 17-14. They'll probably be here all year. So we've got to, we're going to be in a dogfight with them, but we got to go to Detroit tomorrow. And if we can go to Detroit and pull out a win, that's big. That's going to be really big because then, that makes up for that Charlotte loss. Right? I mean, this kind of makes up for that Charlotte loss because most people would have said that we beat Charlotte and go 17-13 and then lose to Boston and be 17-14. Well, it went reverse, so we're right back there. Right? So if we can go to Detroit, this is a team that is a game that's winnable. And if we can go to Detroit and get us a win, come out of that 18-14, I mean, wow, if we come out of that 18-14, then we're looking at being a 6th seed. Right? Come out of that 18-14, yeah, we're looking at being a 6th seed. Now, I don't know if Milwaukee is playing tonight. Their past 10 games, let's see, Detroit's past 10 games, they're 3-7 in the past 10 games. So they haven't been playing that great. They haven't been playing that great. They've been struggling a little bit. Keep drumming off the boards. Yeah, we need to keep drumming off the boards. Cantor needs to keep a body on them. We need to watch that screen and roll with him and Reggie Jackson. Make sure we're defending that well. We can't let Reggie Jackson go off. Exactly, Kenny. We don't want to let Reggie Jackson go off on us. So we'll probably, Lee will probably be on Reggie Jackson. I don't think he's, well, let's look at their lineup. Let's take a look at their lineup. I'm gonna pull up this. We can kind of look at their starters. They just lost to Dallas. They lost to Dallas 110-93. Dennis Smith Jr., 15 points, 5 assists. Harrison Barnes, 25 points. Still got the box scores real. So let's see who they start. Reggie Jackson, Reggie Bullock, Andre Drummond, Anthony Tolliver, and Tobias Harris. Yeah. These guys they're gonna be I mean, Dallas scored 110 points on them, but they're usually, tough defensively. Very physical team, exactly. Drummond he's shooting well from the line this year. I don't know. I seen someone just say they're not physical. They were physical with us when we played them the first game, and in that second half they came out and they beat us up. Anthony Tulliver, he threw KP around, threw him to the floor any chance he could get, and that's how they came back. They played physical. They played real physical, and they kind of helped to set that blueprint on how to play against us this year. Although I will say we've dealt with that pretty good recently. We've done a good job dealing with the physical play recently, and it's the reason why we're 17-14 now. We got to watch guys like Stanley Johnson coming off the bench. Ish Smith, he always gives us problems. He's a small, shifty guard, quick. He gives us problems, and we're gonna need Frank to help guard Reggie Jackson and Ish Smith. Now remember, I think in that first game, I don't think Frank played in that first game, if I'm correct. Let's take a look back at the first game and then kind of break down exactly what we need to do, because we need to find out. We need to break down for Jeff Hornacek what we need to do, and then get this to him so he can see and get a couple of pointers. So let's take a look back at what we did, how we played against them the first game. Now remember, the first game was within our first 3 games, and we had a 20-point lead on them. And then, we gave it all away. Oh, there we go. Okay, so we lost 111 to 107. Tobias Harris didn't really get off on us. Right, he had 10 points, 4 for 16 from the field, 4 rebounds, 1 assist. We shouldn't expect that to happen this game. We wouldn't expect that. Anthony Tulliver had 18 points. 18 points from Anthony Tulliver. We wouldn't expect that to happen this game. Andre Drummond, 11 points, 13 rebounds. Reggie Bullock, 4 points, no rebounds. Reggie Jackson, 6 points, 5 assists. Ish Smith did us in, 15 points, 4 assists, 4 rebounds. I hate playing against Ish Smith. Definitely hate playing against him. Elliot, you said backtracking a little bit, but O'Quinn deserves props for tonight. Did a great job anchoring defense when Cantor was out. Pulling in boards, also made nice passes. Yes, Elliot, I agree. I definitely agree. Kyle O'Quinn did a great job tonight, and we're going to need him tomorrow night against Detroit, because he can match up with some of these physical guys, and play a little physical. So we definitely need for that to happen. Hold up, you said, am I on the wrong box score? Oh yeah, I am on the wrong box score. Wait a minute, I thought I pulled up the game. Sorry about that. All right, now let's see. Okay, that looks a little bit more like it. See that? I'm a little bit off tonight, man. You know what I'm saying? It's been a long day. It's a little. I got it right now, guys. I got it right. So let's go over it again. Tobias Harris had 31 points, 6 rebounds. That's a little bit more like it. Stanley Johnson, 9 points, 8 rebounds. Andre Drummond, 21 points, 12 rebounds. Avery Bradley, 5 points, 5 rebounds. I forgot all about Avery Bradley. From the looks of it in Detroit, doesn't look like he played. Ish Smith, 10 points, 3 assists. And then Anthony Tolliver gave us some strong minutes against KP. So, of course, Tobias Harris is going to be an issue. We'll probably have Lance on Tobias Harris. Now, I don't know if Stanley, looking at what they did against Dallas, it looked like Anthony Tolliver was starting and Stanley Johnson was coming off the bench. We don't know if that was just because of matchups or if there's something going on there. So we'll have to see what happens tomorrow. Of course, Andre Drummond is going to start. And it didn't look like Avery Bradley. I don't know. Is Avery Bradley out? Because against Dallas, it didn't look like he was. Didn't look like I didn't see him in the lineup. Let's see what we did. Hardaway had 14 points, 4 for 16 from the field, but Hardaway's not playing. Porzingis had 33 and 5. Cantor 17 and 10. We're gonna need that from him again. Courtney Lee 4 points. He didn't do much in that game, so we're gonna need Courtney Lee to step up. Sessions, here's a difference maker. Sessions was the starting point guard. Jack didn't play at all. He had 10 points. Sessions actually had 10.7 rebounds and 5 assists, so he didn't play bad. But it's not just about playing. It's about controlling the team and leading the team. So McDermott played 27 minutes, had 5 points. Kylo Quinn had 15.7 rebounds. Beasley played 17 minutes, had 6 points, 4 rebounds. Baker, 15 minutes, 3 points, 5 assists. Frank didn't play at all because he was out. Yeah, threes killed us in that game. And we weren't as good defensively either. We're a totally different team now. We were 0-2 at that point, or 0-1 and then became 0-2 after losing that game. But we're a different team now. We have much better chemistry. We kind of understand, players understand what they need to do, where they need to be on the floor. They understand, they have a little bit more chemistry defensively. And then you have Frank, who's going to make a difference as well. Sessions played bad at the end. So, it's a different team. Look, Lance Thomas didn't play at all in that game. He'll probably play this game. So things are totally different. And I'm sure they're a little bit different as well. As far as who's getting minutes and those type of things. This is going to be a game. Yeah, we was up 20. We should have pulled that out. Yep, Marty, we was up 20. We should have won that. But just looking at it on the surface, we definitely got to, keep Reggie Jackson out the paint. We got to stop that. We got to stop the screen and roll from Andre Drummond and Reggie Jackson. We definitely got to guard the 3-point line because they did in the second half light us up from 3. If they try to be physical, we got to be physical back. We got Mike Beasley, who's in a rhythm, who he can handle that. Guys try to bump us around. He can handle it. He can score through it. And then we got somebody who can help us with guys like Ish Smith and Reggie Jackson and Frank. And we kind of found what Ron Baker can do with this team. So in that, we're gonna need that Frank and Ron Baker pairing to play good defense, like they've been doing. Let's see, what was it like on the boards against them? On the boards, they beat us in the rebounding area. In the rebounding match, 43-39. We had 20 assists. They had 21. We didn't turn the ball over too much. 12 turnovers. They had 12 turnovers. We're going to need to take care of the ball. That's always going to be a key. Um, 21-point lead. That was our biggest lead. We should have won that. I think that we always are going to have a chance. The big difference, I think, is going to be that we're on the road. That's going to be, that's going to be the thing. We're on the road, and we got to learn how to play on the road. So, this is a game we should have beat Charlotte. That's a team that we shouldn't have lost to. But this is a game that we need, but it's and it's winnable, and it's a game that we can boost our confidence, prove to ourselves that we can beat a good team on the road, and try to take that confidence into. Well, we come home to play Philadelphia after this, and then take that confidence into January. We have a chance. We have a chance right now to beat Detroit, beat Philadelphia, and go into January, into a tough schedule in January, and with some confidence, playing well. So, Marty, you said, was that an away game? The first game was home. When we played Detroit, that first game was home. Yep, those road games are crucial, and we got a ton of them coming up in January. So we need to. We need this win. They might not have Embiid. Okay. That'll definitely help. Of course, we don't want to. We've seen so many times when one team doesn't have their star player, and the other team kind of underestimates them. We don't want to do that. But not having Embiid, of course, that'll help us. Yeah, bring Jen Celtics to all our games. There you go. There you go. That'll do it. Hornacek is looking like a sure fit going forward. Right now, we've got to see what happens over the next 3 years, 2 to 3 years, right? What's going on, Chinky Eye? Good to see you here, brother. We about Hornacek, we've got to see what's going on, what happens over the next 2 to 3 years, what happens with the team. Do we develop the way that we expect to develop? And then if we do develop to be one of the contenders in the East, can he do the things to get us over the top? We see it a lot. You look at Golden State. Mark Jackson really did put that team together, disciplined the team, got the team to be a playoff contender. But he wasn't able to. Well, we don't know if he was able to get him over the top. I don't think his offensive acumen was there to get the team over the top. And so then we seen Steve come in and take Golden State over the top. Will we see that with Jeff Hornacek? Will Jeff Hornacek be the guy that gets them into the playoffs and turns them into a playoff contender? But then you need another voice coming to get them over the top. We don't know. We'll see. But right now, Jeff Hornacek is doing a hell of a job. The defense is improving. He has the defense playing. He has the offense working together. He's got guys buying in. And so, we can't say anything bad about him. I know we were all upset, including myself, in the beginning of the year because of who he wasn't playing and who he wasn't putting on the floor. But he proved to be right. So we've got to we're gonna see. We got to see what he's gonna do. London, you said the Knicks wall they just put out something about Frank and Kyrie. I'm gonna have to check that out. Yeah, I like the Knicks wall and what they do. I'm definitely gonna check that out. Maybe Hornacek is saving Noah for January. What do you think? He could be. Either saving him for January or saving him for when we hit that stretch where we're fighting for a playoff spot, and he has he still has some energy left. He has the experience, to kind of show us how to get over the hump. He could be. He could be. At some point we're gonna use Noah, I think, and we'll need him. Right now, you said this dude doing the show. Oh, that his videos pop up more. Well, I appreciate that. Right now, I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you. If you're talking about me, I appreciate you. Thank you. It was good. Yeah, I'm gonna check that out. The next one, they do a lot. Sometimes I put them in the videos too, because I like what they do. When is Timmy set to return? I don't know. I know that I did read. Well, let's check this out. Let's see. Because I was reading something about he went, when he went to have get his leg checked out, and he was able to. He had a little bit more freedom to do a little bit more work. So let's see what they was talking. Let's see if I can find it. Okay, let's check this out. We're going to look at this thing about Timmy's rehab right quick. So it says, what counts as progress during Tim Hardaway Jr.'s injury rehab? This is from the New York Post by Zach Braziller. So Tim Hardaway will be an expensive cheerleader for the 10th straight game Thursday night, blah, blah, blah. On Tuesday, the Knicks announced Hardaway, out since November 29th, with a vaguely described stress injury to his lower left leg, will increase his rehab and court work and be reevaluated next week. He's been seen taking shots without putting pressure on the leg on Wednesday. So let's check this out here. Tim Hardaway Jr. gets another week in injury purgatory. So it's going to be at least another week. He's already missed 16 days as the minimum. It will be one more week before Hardaway's even cleared to practice. Once allowed to practice, it will take him time to get back into game shape, of course. So it's at least going to be a week before Hardaway's even allowed to practice. So we're looking at some more time. We're looking at some more time before Timmy comes back. That's true. Hopefully, Ralph Unreal, he comes right back for some of these tough games, because we'll need him. And then, we're going to need time. Now, okay, question. So when Timmy comes back, do we start him off slow? I think we should. I think we start him off slow. Let him work himself back into the lineup instead of just putting him right out there. What do you think? You put him out there too quick, may not be the best for him, I think, you work him in, let him get his wind back, let him get his strength back, and then throw him out there. But, that's for Hornacek to work out. But if he can come back sometime in January, we can hold the water. We can hold the tank. We can, keep our heads above water. And then he come back sometime in January. Yeah, the Gifted Truth podcast. He said, hopefully the second week of January. He comes back around that time, right in the middle of these tough games. Might be good for us. Might be good. He said, if we make the playoffs, Frank and Baker will look way better. That might be true, Mighty Knicks. Yep, because, they let a little bit more go in the playoffs sometimes. So they might look a lot better, especially defensively. Appreciate it, we right now. I definitely appreciate that. Trying to do, I know I had a, I don't know what happened earlier. I was fixing my my on-screen graphics, and I must have hit start streaming. Something happened, and just started streaming. And I seen somebody up there say, "What is he doing?" And I looked and I said, "Wait a minute, why is my chat going?" But I won't make that mistake again. Yeah, Georgie Shore, he'll have to find a shot again. When he comes back, he'll need to find a shot. He'll have to get in rhythm. Just like KP now. Just look at KP. Just a few games. He missed 2-3 games, and he's already got to find his rhythm. Hardaway's gonna have to find his rhythm. Yeah, London. His injury is too bad. Letting him too early will end up in longer time. Exactly. You know what? We're holding our heads above water without him. We're proving that we can win without him. Might as well let him heal 100%, not try to force him back, not try to rush him back. Let him heal 100%, and and then bring him back when he's really ready. Ishmael, you know what, Ishmael? I'm anxious to get on as well. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes I'm trying to do things so perfect that I take a little bit too long. I do have some, so I got some other things I'm working on. One of the things that I'm working on is finding a way to get some phone calls. I want to be able to get some phone calls and even maybe get some people Skype in. So I'm trying to expand the show, but it's just me. So I got to do it in a way that I can get to things and still let the show be smooth. So, but it's coming. We're going to keep on growing and doing some things. I got a lot of things planned for the future as things keep rolling, that I'm hoping, to do some live things where we can all meet up and do some stuff like that. It'll be fun. So hopefully everyone stays on and we keep kicking it together. More road wins 2018. Yeah. We got to get it. But that's how teams grow. That's how teams grow. That's how you become a good team. You got to take the losses. And then after you take the losses, that's how you learn how to win. And I think we're on our way. We're definitely there. I seen somebody ask earlier, way back in the chat, about college players. I want to get into some. I'm gonna get into some college players. Not tonight, though. Not tonight, because I have to do a little bit more research and pay attention a little bit more. Because I've really been so in tune with the Knicks, and I have a lot of clients of my own that I'm doing things. Haven't really had a chance to pay attention to what's going on in college, but I'm gonna start looking, so we can start seeing what's out there. You bid, make one, definitely make one. I was using Nas's New York State of Mind, and when I do a couple, I'm working on a couple of videos, pre-recorded videos. And I'll probably still use that as the intro. But if you have something that I think is pretty dope, I'll use it. And me and you, we can talk offline about some other things. But send me something. Look, I'm gonna put my email in here. Right? I'm gonna throw my email up. And if anyone if any one of you, if you have videos, if you have, music, beats, things like that, this is a fan show. This is for the fans. If you have those things, send it to me. All right. Okay. Of course, I'll give you full credit and all that stuff. But that's the email right there. Okay. Use that email and send it. Send it. All right. I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Ralph Unreal said, if you need any design help with a website or something, I can help. Okay. That's a bet. I'm looking for different ways to, design the live stream, so that it's, so it looks good. It looks really good. And this is a way, anything that you send me, anyone sends here, and we get it on the show, I'm always going to give you credit. We'll find a way to make sure that everyone knows that it's you, and that way it promotes things that you do. So definitely, I'm with it. Oh, man, I seen it. Big heart, I seen it. You know what? Did everybody see that? Did all you guys see the Isaiah and Magic thing? Yeah, it was emotional, man. It was emotional, but I'm glad they made up and brought it back together. But look, guys, I got to get up early. I got some things to do tomorrow, but I'm definitely going to be on tomorrow night. Sony, hey, what's going on? Okay, George, I'm with it. You do it and send it on. But I'm gonna log off. I had a long day, so I want to get ready for tomorrow. But I'm definitely gonna be on tomorrow night, and I'm looking forward to talk with you guys tomorrow night. Like I said, if you have beats, if you have videos, if you have things like that, send them to me, and we'll work them into the show so it's all nice and natural. I'm working on a way. If I can get it done tomorrow, I'll get it done. But I'm working on a way to get telephone calls. So I want to have, you guys be able to call in, Skype in, doing some things like that. But I'm going to head off so I can definitely get some sleep, Jaden, and rest. And I hope you guys get some rest. Let's get ready to play a good game tomorrow. Peace out.